Hi guys, doing a quick tutorial on a video installing a diesel heater 2.2 kilowatt into a Multivan TDI, the VW. So because it's in tight spaces, we can't just do the traditional big hole through the floor, so we've had to adapt and get around that a bit. And I'll go underneath the car and show you what it looks like from under there and what I've done so far there. So underneath here we have cut the front here is a 67mm hole, and at the back was a 60mm hole. Then I just joined the two together, cut through the floor, and then put primer on the bottom because of it's got a metal bottom, and then a lot of sticker to cover the foam inside, so there's no dust that can ingress in between this and can cause problems further down the track. So that's what it's looking like from underneath, and it is quite a tight little space, this, and also dictated by what's going on top, which I will go up there and show you shortly too. So here we are in the back. This is the rear mudguard, and obviously our hole comes in through there, and the rear bench seats are just in front of that. So traditionally you'd be putting in a big plate with there's for all the protection, and that's not going to fit because we're right up against the edge here. So as I said below, we drilled the two holes and then joined them up together, and what we shall use is, if I can pick it up, is a flat plate, and that fits in perfectly along there, and then we can drop our heater through that hole. Here's the D2L overspacker that's going to be fitted into the van, and we've put it on the mounting plate that's going to go in there. And what I've done here is wrapped the exhaust with a bit of lagging where it's going to go through the hole, because of it's such a small hole, and normally taking a bit of precaution, give it some heat protection there. And that's all ready to be dropped into place. So here we have our diesel heater fitted in, the 2.2 kilowatt, and behind it we've got the fuse box mounted, so it's easy to access. The cable runs round through, and we've managed to get it under the floor from here, and this is your rear wheel arch on the passenger side, and wires come round in through there all the way underneath here, and then we've tucked them underneath this back little panel, and it comes around like that, and inside underneath there they go. So that is your 12-volt pump, battery and controller wire. Then the controller wire will run behind here, and it comes out the top, and I'll try and get it into this little crazy tight spot in the below, and it terminates at the front here, so it's easy to use, in a good position to use. And then the battery cable and the 12-volt pump line comes underneath which is a water tank in this particular setup, and our battery cable will come out, get terminated over here, and then the 12-volt pump line comes through and goes through the floor just behind the battery here. So it's a bit of a mess under here with all the bits and pieces we're using, but it is what it is, a bit of a workspace. So our 12-volt cable comes through from underneath and runs along all the way through to the pump in the corner, which we've mounted at an angle as per instructions, and that runs back with T-lined. What's happened is there's already a Wallace cooktop in there, so we've taken a T off that fuel line rather than drop the whole fuel tank, and we've teed into that section there, which has saved a lot of time and effort, but in this case it was the easiest way to proceed. We put a fuel filter before the whole lot, so both the cooktop now and the air heater is protected with a bit of a fuel filter. So underneath here we've got the lagging that we put on outside, come through and down into the the muffler, and that will be cut to length once I have the cover put on, and I can see where to cut it. The air intake, we've tried to tuck it away out the way underneath here, so once again the covers will come underneath. This will be between the covers and the chassis of the car. So there's the planning stage for the exhaust that's going to come through, and we'll pop rivet it on. I won't do it yet simply because it'll be very hard to find the hole if everything is rigidly in place. So I will pop rivet in once we've got the exhaust cut down and everything's in place, and then I'll be able to do the last bits. Then after that we will show you a picture of the final product and it running. Hopefully it'll run. I'm sure it will. Here's the final exhaust sticking out slightly to the back, venting down so any condensation can run out and the dust doesn't blow into it directly when you're traveling along. That's all in nicely, prop riveted and firmly in. That cover's now on, and now I can start it up and get the fuel line primed, and then comes the fun job of putting back all the panels we've taken off the no, it's one of the favorite jobs. If the install was too easy for you, grab these panels, mix them around a bit, and then try and work out where they go. That's recommended by